Okay, this is my video for today. I don't really have a whole lot to say today. I'm kind of mentally exhausted. I think we all are. But the one thing that I do want to talk about today that has been kind of went off the radar, and I know a couple people have mentioned this in their videos in the last couple days, is that we need to really focus on the border right now. Okay, because our defenses need to be up on that. I mean, we're having all kinds of enemies coming in through there. I mean, we don't even know, how many's came through. I was kind of sitting here thinking about this last night, and I was thinking, I have to wonder what our military, our ex-military brass is thinking. You know, all the ones that were forced to retire or were, in so many words, fired by Obama. I wonder what they think about this whole border situation, and if they would ever speak out about it. You know, because we need leadership. We need people that have experience, that know what they're doing. You know, I'm just a woman from Tulsa, Oklahoma, but I know that if your borders aren't secure, you don't have borders, you cease to have a country. I mean, that's been said several times. One person that said that was Thomas Jefferson. And I know there's men down there. I know there's 3%ers down there. You know, they're working hard. They're out in this heat. Hell, it's hot here, and it's like 101 degrees. I know it's hot as hell down there. These men need supplies. They have to have food. They have to have water. They have to have ammo. They have to have all this stuff. You know, and I don't really know how they're making it down there. And I really hope there's more people supporting them. And I'm new to this, you know, GoFundMe type stuff, but I think that we need to start something like that. So that way it encourages more people to go down there and help support these men that are trying their best to secure our borders right now. Because if you're going to sit there and think about it and say, well, you know, I only have enough money to make it for the month, or you work your ass off the whole week just so you could pay your bills and feed your family, but you want to do something about it, but you don't have the funds to get down there. I mean, these men need transportation money, they need gas money, they need food money. This is something that needs to be done. I mean, our government's not going to do it. They're so worried about all this other stuff going on. And then when you have Inhofe come out and say, well, we really feel that they're going to bomb an American city, but yet they leave our borders open. I mean, think about that for a minute. Yeah, no. That's like going to war without ammunition, having a gun and not having ammunition to put in it. It's stupid. I mean, but I really think that the older military brass that know what the hell they're doing, and they've been vocal about it. I know they've been vocal about it to several people in the media and stuff like that, and you're probably only being able to read this stuff and you're not seeing it on like the mainstream media and stuff, but they're being very vocal about it. They're talking about it. They're talking about the barbarity of these people, of ISIS. They've never seen anything like it before in their life. Okay? These guys have seen almost everything you can think of, and they're saying it's the worst they've ever seen in their lifetime. I was sitting there watching a video last night, and it's pretty bad when you got a pastor standing there telling his flock that, you know, if these people show up in the United States, pretty much saying they are going to, that if they try to hurt you and your family, to kill their ass. Okay? That's a preacher. I mean, he's coming out and he's talking about this stuff, and he's telling his people, you know, who look up to him, what they need to be doing. There's a lot of churches that aren't doing that. And I'm sorry, but with the threat that we're facing right now, and with many Christians that have died and been crucified and all kinds of things, yeah, we need to start the preachers need to start telling people this stuff. Okay? We're not living in a fantasy land no more. This is reality. They're coming in. I mean, this is something that everybody's family needs to sit down and talk about. Sometimes we hear things we don't want to hear. But sometimes we need to hear them. Just because you don't want to do something or you don't want to hear something doesn't mean you don't need to do it or hear it. It needs to be done. Because, but let me tell you something, you do not want to be caught off guard. Okay, like I said in my last video, there's always going to be a soldier. Okay, when I say soldier, I'm not just talking about our military. I'm talking about people in general. Okay, there's always going to be those people that are going to have to give up a little bit of their peace to stand up to evil. And the enemy's at the gates, okay? Not just in the United States, but in Europe. This is a problem all over the world. And they're not going to stop until they get what they want. And I want you to think about those kids over there, and those women and those men that are defenseless, that have no weapons. Okay? They have to sit and watch their children die from these barbaric pieces of shit. Imagine that in your country. That's what's coming, I'm telling you. So if you're not prepared for it, you're in for a shock. You need to be ready for it, and you need to start preparing. Like I said in my other video, when I started talking about this Ferguson thing. Store food and water, shelf-stable foods. If you have to start small and you only have a certain amount of budget that you can spend for the week, do it. It's better than nothing. You can't, in these times right now, and nobody wants to, everybody gets pissed off because it's kind of sad that when we live in the United States that we have to resort to doing this kind of shit. Okay, it is sad. When I first heard about all this stuff and started studying it, I could not believe it. I never thought I'd have to go through this as a kid, but I have my own kids to think about. You know, I have to do this. It's not something you want to do, it's something you need to do. Okay? So this is my advice for the day. I know my video is a little bit long, and I know I probably repeated myself several times, but I'm just trying to get my point across. So, I guess I'll see you in the next video, and thanks for listening.